Jordan Anthony did something strange at the finish line. He stopped trying. The race was still happening, other runners were still pushing, but he pulled back, coasted, like he had already won. And he had. 9.9 to 1 seconds. A brand new personal best. The fastest he has ever run with legal wind, without going full speed. So, if this is what he runs while slowing down, what is he actually capable of when he does not? Let's talk about what just happened at the 2026 Tom Jones Memorial in Gainesville, Florida. Because on paper, this was just another early season meet. A warm-up, a tune-up race before the real stuff starts later in the year. That is how most athletes treat April meets. Show up, stay healthy, go home. Jordan Anthony showed up and ran the fastest wind-legal 100 meters of his life. 9.9 to 1 seconds, plus 0.5 meters per second of wind. That is basically nothing. Barely a breeze at your back, no help from the weather. Just him, the track, and a time that only a handful of humans have ever run. And then he walked off like he had somewhere else to be. Second place, Courtney Lindsay. He ran 10.0 to 2. That is a full 0.1 to 1 seconds behind Anthony. In sprinting, that is not a close race. That is a gap. That is Anthony in a completely different zip code compared to everyone else on that track. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Keep watching, because what happened in that same meet, on that same weekend, makes this 9.9 to 1 look like just one piece of a much bigger picture. Jordan Anthony is 21 years old. He is from Tylertown, Mississippi, a small town most people have never heard of. He went to Tylertown High School, then he went to the University of Kentucky, then Texas A&M, then Arkansas, 3 schools, and at every stop, he kept getting faster. But here is the part that almost nobody talks about. Jordan Anthony is not just a sprinter. He is also a wide receiver. American football. He was playing both sports at the same time while at Arkansas, catching passes from the quarterback on Saturdays and breaking track records on weekdays. He had 8 receptions for 111 yards playing football for Arkansas in 2024, while also becoming the most dangerous sprinter in college track. Most people have to choose one sport. Anthony was doing both. That should not be possible at this level, but it was. Then he made a decision that changed everything. After the 2025 NCAA Outdoor Championships, Anthony put track first. He won the 100 meters at NCAA's in Eugene, Oregon. He ran from the outside lane, which is the worst position in a sprint final, and still won by 0.0 to 3 seconds over Max Thomas of USC and Jelani Watkins of LSU. 0.03 of a second. That is the margin. That is how tight the finish was, and Anthony still got there first. But the number that made people stop scrolling was the 9.7 to 5 he ran in the quarterfinals of that same meet. Plus 2.1 meters per second of wind, so it was wind-aided and does not count for the record books. But still, 9.7 to 5. That would rank among the 11 fastest times in the history of the 100 meters at a college meet in the quarterfinals. Not even the final. Think about that for a second. He ran that fast in a round where he did not even need to try that hard. Just qualifying. Just getting through. And he put up a number that only a tiny group of humans have ever touched. After NCAAs, he announced on social media that he was done with college. He was going pro. He also won the 2025 Bowerman Award, which is the top prize in American college track and field. Best Student Athlete of the Year. He won that too. And at that point, the sprint world was already paying attention. But 2026 changed everything again. Before this, 9.9 to 1 at Tom Jones, Anthony went to Torun, Poland for the 2026 World Athletics Indoor Championships. The biggest indoor meet in the world. The best sprinters on the planet, all in the same building. He won. He ran 6.4 to 1 seconds in the 60 meters and became World Indoor Champion, the best in the world indoors. The title was his. At 21 years old, that win did not just make him a champion, it made him the standard. Everyone chasing him now knows what they are chasing. So when he showed up to Gainesville 2 months later and ran a 9.9 to 1 while appearing to ease up at the line, the question on everyone's mind became the same question. What is the ceiling here? Go back to that race for a second. The conditions were nearly perfect for sprinting. Warm weather in Florida, barely any wind, a fast track. The setup was there for a fast time. Anthony got out and ran. Clean race, relaxed form, no visible strain in the back half. And then, right before the finish, he pulled up slightly. He let off the gas, he stopped pushing, and the clock still said 9.9 to 1. That is what made this so alarming for the rest of the field. The guy ran a personal best without going all out. He improved his own wind legal record, which was previously 9.9 to 5 from the 2025 SEC Championships, without emptying the tank. His previous legal PB was 9.9 to 5. He just dropped it to 9.9 to 1 in a race where he was not fully extended. So, how fast can he actually go? And just when you thought the 9.9 to 1 was the headline from this weekend, a relay happened that made the whole track world sit up straight. A team called Gainesville Elite ran the 4x100-meter relay. The team was Noah Lyles, Trayvon Bromell, Jake Odie Jordan from Great Britain, and Jordan Anthony, all on one relay. They ran 37.7 seconds, a world lead for 2026. The USA Red National Team, which had Courtney Lindsay, Kenny Bednarek, Kyrie King, and Max Thomas, ran 37.8 6, a solid time. Under normal circumstances, a winning time. Not this weekend. They finished second. A third team with Christian Coleman, Ronnie Baker, Tate Taylor, and PJAI Austin ran 37.9 7. World-class sprinters. Also, not fast enough. Anthony's team beat two squads packed with Olympic and World Championship medalists, on a weekend where he also ran a 100-meter personal best, on a weekend where he appeared to coast to the finish. This is the kind of weekend that people remember years later. After all of this, cameras and microphones found Jordan Anthony. They wanted the reaction, they wanted the emotion, they wanted him to say something big. He did not give them that. He was calm, measured, grounded. He talked, but he did not perform. He let the numbers do the work. He let the clock speak for him. Because honestly, what could he say that the 9.9 to 1 had not already said louder? That is the title of the video. Jordan Anthony lets the clock do the talking. And if you watch the interview, you understand exactly what that means. This is not a guy who needs to tell you how fast he is. The clock already did that. Here is the cliffhanger nobody is saying out loud yet. This was April, this was a challenger-level meet, this was the warm-up. The United States Outdoor Championships, the World Athletics Championships, those are coming. And if Jordan Anthony is running 9.9 to 1 in April, while easing up, while it is still basically the preseason, the summer is going to be very, very uncomfortable for everyone else in the 100 meters. The World Athletics profile still lists his all-time 100-meter best as 9.7 to 5, wind-aided from May 2025. His new legal best is 9.9 to 1, and based on everything this weekend showed, that number is not going to stay there for long. So we are back where we started. He crossed the line, he barely looked at the clock, he walked away like it was nothing. But that clock said 9.9 to 1. In calm wind, while easing up, Jordan Anthony did not need to say a word after that race. He did not need to celebrate, or explain, or convince anyone of anything. The clock already did it for him. And if this April version of Anthony can run 9.9 to 1 without pushing, just imagine what the clock is going to say in July.